All right, so good morning, good afternoon. My name is Dre E. This is the Minority Report, episode number 10. We have a special guest today, Miss Brandi. She's in the building, one of my high school friends. Brandi, say what's up to the people.
What's up?
Miss Sylvia, my co-host, is here. We're on special location out here in Killeen, Texas, my hometown. So, you know, K-Town 254, we don't hold that down always. That's why the setup is the way it is. This episode here, we're going to talk to Brandi about her fitness journey, correct? And what 40 years of life has taught her. Is that right?
Yes.
All right, so I don't know. Let's get into it, Miss Sylvia. You got it. You want to start things off?
Okay, we'll do this.
Let's do this.
What's good, you guys?
There you go. You go leaning in and shit.
Into it. Here it is.
So, Miss Brandi, thank you for joining us. Let's go ahead and start with what motivates you to start your fitness journey from the beginning.
What motivated me was the fact that I had gone to the doctor and he told me I had high blood pressure. So they said, you know, you need to take these pills every day for the rest of your life. I have commitment issues, so committing to taking pills every day for the rest of my life was not going to work. So I got with some people. First, it was myself and one of our local coaches in the area, Gary Carr, and another friend of mine, and he put us onto the track.
Okay.
And from there, that first day was treacherous.
Walking, running, jogging, skipping.
Oh no, our very first day on the track was like, okay, so, you know, we out here, this is what you're gonna do. Like, he had us planking and doing ladders and lifting tires, and I'm like, shit, man, we just started, this is day one. Like, can we get some cardio or something? No, I cried.
That's okay.
When I tell you, no, but look, when I tell you I cried, I was like, these was okay. And he had no freaking sympathy for me at all. He was like, so what are you crying for? Is it too hard? Or I was like,
kill me.
Yeah. And from that day, it's been like no holds barred. Like, just keep going. That was at 38.
Okay.
That was at 38.
So almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago, yeah.
Actually, maybe 37. But
okay.
When women are at a point where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna be like this for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I decided that wasn't gonna be me because I have a daughter that's 11.
Okay.
And she's active.
Okay.
So if I would have stayed at that standpoint, you know, getting her to see that being active and staying active is important, I don't think it would have been as important for her.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna do what they see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was important. That was pretty vital for me as well, getting back into fitness for myself because of my young daughter, man. She's, like I said, she's 3 years old, and I need to. She's active. So,
yes. Yes.
So I gotta be like, and I didn't really want. My whole thing was I didn't want to rob her of, me being able to do things with her. Right. I didn't think it'd be fair if I took her to the park and just let her play kickball or play basketball or something by herself.
With everybody else that's out there. Yeah.
Because I'm out there wheezing. You know what I mean? So
I'm gonna sit over there.
Right.
Hey, but go ahead and play. Right. You daddy's gonna be right here.
Yeah, man. I was like,
I'm gonna be over there on my phone. I got the pictures for you.
Yo, shit. I didn't want to be that guy, man. Yeah. So I was like, yo, nah, man. Let me get my life together. So yeah, man. So I completely understand that. So Brandi, I'm gonna tell you a story real quick. I don't think you know this. I don't think I've ever told you this. So, in high school, man, there's only 2 people I was ever afraid of in high school. And Brandi and my homegirl Joyce. Those were the only, and they're only females, right? Wow. Because y'all had this look on your face.
When's your birthday? She's a Taurus. Oh my
God.
Come on, keep going.
No, real talk. So every time I would see Brandi, man, I would just make sure my shit was together.
Brandi, what did you do to him?
No, she didn't do nothing. She didn't do shit to me, man. It was just like, she had this demeanor like, do not fuck with me, right? I'm trying to tell you, man, all the niggas in my high school, all the other female, I wasn't scared of none of them. Joyce and Brandi, they just had this demeanor like, if you fuck with me, I will fucking kill you, right?
So, oh my God.
No, not to me. It wasn't.
Oh,
it
just
wasn't,
to everybody.
It's just the way. I think it was just the way that they carried themselves. Like, yo, don't fuck with me. I am not the one. So every time I would pass in the hall, matter of fact, I don't even think I've ever had a conversation with Brandi in high school. Like, for real. It was just, hi.
Yeah, hey.
Bye. Like,
with this beautiful
no, she's dope. She's cool as fuck. She's dope. She's cool as fuck, man. But nah, man, I was just like, man, I ain't even trying to. What if I breathe the wrong way around? And she would like slap fire out of me.
But look, I'm gonna tell you.
Look, man, like for real.
This look scary.
No, it wasn't that look though. See, hey, she's come a long way, man.
I mean, maybe she was on the period or something.
The look has changed. Like, the look has changed.
You saved now. You saved.
But I'm gonna tell you, like, when I got here in the 8th grade.
Okay.
I got here in the 8th grade, and my mom had joined the military, and the first place we get to is Killeen, Texas.
And you're from?
Like, who does that? I was born in St. Louis, and I was raised in the military. Okay. So
all over.
I'm from Killeen.
Yes.
I've been here for 25+ years.
Yeah. Wow.
So this is the longest. Yeah, this is the longest place I've ever been. So when I got here in the 8th grade, like, true story, I went to Manor Middle School.
Okay.
And you know the crew that came out of Manor.
Okay. Yes.
My very first day, I was like, Mom, I do not want to wear a dress to school. Don't make me wear a dress to school. No, you need to wear a dress. You need to dress up. You need to look cute, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I had on this dress, black dress. It had these big lavender flowers on it. I still got the picture. I'm not going to show anybody. Okay, but it had these big lavender flowers, came all the way down to my ankles.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anybody. Okay. Go outside to recess. Sitting out there on the bench. I had my lokes on. I was rebelling. Okay.
Right.
I had my lokes on. I'm rebelling. Sitting out there on the bench. Somebody says, Miss, do you know where the bathroom is? That was the end of my 8th grade year. Day 1. Okay? Day 1. End of my 8th grade year.
And you blame it on the dress, the long dress.
Okay? The dress and that look that he's talking about. Like,
yeah,
I was like, okay, I'm never going to have friends here, folks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I survived 8th grade, okay, because in Killeen, at that time period, everybody either traveled in the military with each other, they came from base to base to base, or they grew up here. So they's cousins, or they sister and brother, or whatever be the case. So I kind of felt left out, you know, until I started playing sports and stuff. But when we got to high school, I was still on that, kind of felt left out. But me, like, if you know me, you know that I'm not a fighter.
Nah, no, man.
Look, not a fighter.
Unless provoked.
I can't even say that, because I'm just going to end.
She's not
40 years. In 40 years, I've had one fight in my life.
That's good. That's good.
You know, one fight in my life.
That's just the look that keep motherfuckers at bay.
You
know what? You're gonna need to give us some pictures of this.
No,
we're talking about.
I don't even know if I have.
What is it, like Queen Latifah like, or what?
That whole RBF face is.
Yeah. It was
that categorizes us.
Yeah.
Brown ladies.
Yeah.
Sometimes. But yeah, that was definitely a different time period.
Yeah, most definitely, man.
Now I try to flash a smile to everybody, because you don't know what's going on upstairs. So I'm trying to flash a smile.
That's dope, man. So I'll also say, just to piggyback off of that, I don't know if I told you this either, man. So I did want to thank you too. So when I got back to Texas, I don't know, about 8 years ago, I was like, fuck man, I need to go back to school. I need to go back to school, right? My best friend Fonda, man, she was on my ass, like, nigga, like, it's time, you know, type shit, right?
Yeah.
So this is funny, man, because I go over to Temple College, man, and I'm in the fucking office, the VA office down there, getting my shit together. And I'm like, yo, I ain't been to school fucking 20 years, man. I don't know fucking, I'm feeling dumb, I'm feeling stupid and shit. And it was like, I don't know what your position was, but they was like, go see Miss Hightower, right? And I'm like, all right, and of course I know the last name, right? So I'm like, it can't be my Miss Hightower, I know. So and lo and behold, man, so she calls me into the office, and it was Brandi. And I was just like, yo, Brandi, you know, I was like, yo, I'm here. And she's like, I'm like, yo, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but you made me feel good, man. You encouraged me to actually, you gave me that push I needed to get back into school and start school and shit. So I really do appreciate that. I've been wanting. I don't know if I told you that before, but and since then, like, I got to see like the Brandi. I get to see Brandi.
The grown. Without that dress and
the softer side of Brandi.
You know, like, yo, she helping me out. She giving me pointers and shit, telling me what classes to take. I was all right. I get back to the crib, man. I told Fonda, I said, yo, Brandi worked out. I'm straight. I'll be all right. You know what I mean? So, man, yeah, but she took care of me, man, because I was like, I don't feel like going in this class, man. I was like, I'm 20 years removed, man. I'm gonna be dumb as fuck up in here, man. But nah, it was cool, man. And I made straight A's, so it don't matter.
Absolutely.
Except for A&P. Except for A&P, I couldn't fuck with it. I had to drop that shit. Like, fuck that. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, back to it. I just wanted to let
Memory
you know.
lane. Thanks
No doubt. I had to reminisce
Memory
real quick. Just a little bit, man. Yo, fearful. Like, I was like, nah, we ain't fucking with her ever. I told the whole team, like, yo, stay clearly away. Don't get on her bad side. Like,
that's probably why she didn't make no friends.
That's why I didn't have no damn friends.
Because you kept opening your mouth.
No. I'm one of the most popular girls in school.
I was messing
high
with
school.
you.
Yeah, but we wasn't fucking with her. That's why she only had one fight, though, because people knew.
And it wasn't
like,
even Colleen. It was.
It's like, yo,
yeah.
chill. So, but yeah. So, anyways, back to you, Miss Sylvia.
What changes did you make in your health journey, and like so food-wise, vitamins, water, what changes did you make that have helped you along the way that you didn't have it installed before?
Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you, like, I in no way did this by myself. I have an amazing trainer that speaks to me in my language, which is very raw and uncut. Okay, so I just want to give a shout out to my trainer, Amber Williams, with In All Fitness. She's the leader of Fit Chick Nation, and she, like, everything.
Shout out to Amber.
The meal plan, the workout, the vitamins, everything. So when I first started going to Amber, we had a boot camp up the way up there in 4:20 in the mornings.
4:20 in the morning.
4:20 in the morning. Amber is about 5'4", 5'5", ex-military, like, cut everything. Okay. At 4:20 in the morning, I'm still trying to get the sleep out of my eye. And
most definitely.
Get your ass in here and let's go. Okay, that's day one. Okay. So for some reason, I find that people that's like day one, they want you to be on level 10. But so I started going to her, and after going to her, she has a program called Flat Belly. And in the Flat Belly program, you take some before pictures, and I looked at those pictures and I was like, damn, like, wow.
Yeah.
And then so 120 ounces of water every day. And I was like, how the hell am I supposed to do that? I don't drink water. Like, you mean water that's in tea? Like,
No.
I mean, is
So
that what you're talking about? But she was like, no, water, like regular
water.
Yeah, just regular
So what
water.
were you drinking before?
That water.
That water was hard for you. So what did you drop? Did you drop soda? Was it high C? Was it Mountain Dew? Tea? What was it that you dropped?
So in my household, like, I was a Pepsi drinker.
Okay, that's what I want to hear.
I like
dropped.
Pepsi. I like
Uh-huh.
Pepsi.
Me too.
And so, but I didn't drink it every day.
Mhm.
You know, I like tea. I'm a sweet tea drinker. You know, I'm
Same.
from the South.
Same.
But and that I did drink every day. So
That's right.
the tea was emotional. It had me rubbing my thighs and stuff. Okay, but so I did cut the soda, but I had already like taken some steps prior to that, so it wasn't a really big jump for me. But cutting out the soda, cutting back on the sweet tea, and then this water kick, as you see, 2 glasses of water and no water for me. That's not mine, okay? But
I love water.
so 120 ounces of water every day, and
Right.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this happen. It didn't happen all at once because I was about 80 ounces, and I was like, Amber, I can't drink all this water. Okay? And it didn't help because in the workouts, like, she's grown and I appreciate it because in the workouts, like 45-minute workout, you might have got water one time. And don't try to sneak to go get water. Where your ass going? Oh, I was going to go get some water. And she was like, get water on your own time.
There you go. That's 120 ounces.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So at about 4 o'clock in the morning, I was drinking about 30 ounces of water so I could go work out, and I have to drink water.
That's right.
And I could drink water at 5:30. Okay. So there was the water, and then
Hold on, if you don't mind. I think it's really funny that people can just drink soda, soda after soda, tea after tea, but then it comes to here's some water, and then you're like, nah, I'm not thirsty.
Do you see this? Do you see this?
There's
Okay.
no flavor to
There's
it.
no flavor. There's
Right.
no color.
But it hydrates you, it refreshes
Yes,
you,
most
and makes you feel
definitely.
Yeah, so
better.
it's the tea.
Exactly.
But that
used to
sugar
be
is
my
gonna
logic.
make you thirsty.
But see, now you gotta think about it. We're not thinking about the sugar.
I know you're not.
Because you could put some sugar in that water, and I still would not drink that shit because it looks
Right.
like water.
Right. Facts. That's facts.
So, meal wise, I cut out fried pretty much everything, and she made it very difficult.
So no fried chicken,
No,
No Raisin Cane?
no,
no Popeyes.
no.
Disrespectful.
Like let me tell you, like the very I think I've done 3 rounds of flat belly. The very first one, I hated anybody and everybody, and I was like, and then her programs are like foolproof. You know what I'm saying? It's all social media based. You get her as a coach. She has coaches that are with her. Shout out to Sandra, because Sandra was my coach who, anytime I messed up, I was like, Sandra, look, I just want you to know that
That's what it is.
I slipped.
I slipped.
And as much as Sandra loved us, Amber still found out. It was like, bro,
yeah.
how you gonna go tell
Right.
me like you're supposed to? But so we would have to take pictures of our meals and stuff, and chicken and vegetables, and like I've always hated squash in my life. It was a deep hatred in my soul. But when you can't eat corn, because like corn is a vegetable to me, but it's really not a vegetable. It's a vegetable to me, but it's really not a vegetable. Yeah, when you can't eat corn and you've had like 4 weeks worth of green beans, you gotta find something different. So there's a lot of clean eating. She's made the switch over to plant-based. Like,
I like that.
I need some meat in my life. And yeah, I don't know about the plant-based, but I did try the meatless sausage. That shit was nasty. So I'm willing to step out and try different things, but the clean eating was very important, you know, and the cardio. I never realized I could sweat so much in my life, but the cardio, and she doesn't allow you to make excuses.
That type of people right there.
Yeah, she holds you accountable. Like that's, and at that time, that's what I needed.
Yeah.
You know, because the last 20 something years, I was doing what I wanted to. You know, after I got out of high school, where you go to athletics every day and you work out, you can eat what you want, and it's whatever.
Now metabolism.
Yeah, going into college, and then it's like, oh, I have to go to the gym and be cute.
Right.
There's people that's gonna see me. And then, you have baby number 1. Oh, I'm so cute. Baby number 2. Oh, shit, this is real. And then 3 and 4, and it's like, well, damn. Okay, we're gonna have to do something different.
You still cute, Brandi.
We're gonna have to do something different. So, I don't know. Just those changes have been important, and again, my daughter, because my sons, I got one. He's 6'2", 280, and he's just gonna be who he's gonna be.
He's a beast.
He's big. My other baby, he is finally taller than me. I'm not gonna tell him that, but he is. And he plays football too, and they can just do like whatever they want. The men's metabolism is different. So
until you hit 40, everybody should just.
Yeah, but me and my daughter, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. So just like I said, continue to show her and motivate her and all that good stuff. So
that's good.
How many times a week are you working out now?
Well, right now, like, I've got this hibernation body going on. We're not going to talk about it because Amber's going to watch this. So, but about 3 days a week.
So 3 days a week, an hour?
3 days a week, an hour, cardio, and, I do the little things. I take the steps instead of the ramp, and I don't take the elevator at work. And if I, can walk somewhere, I walk rather than anything else. And my kids are like, Mom, I'm going to get in the car.
You cannot get
Look, we only going to Target. We're in Old Navy right now, okay? Like, we can walk down the way. Like,
definitely.
So, just the little stuff, I've started running.
Oh, is that right? That's my element right there.
Pray on it. I feel like my heart's coming out. Like,
it gets easier though.
No,
it do.
He's a liar. Okay, that shit
no, it really does.
Whatever.
So you're a runner. You just said that.
I wasn't always a runner.
But let me tell you. So I started off with walking. And
that's me right there.
Sandra is my walking coach. And I was like, Sandra, I want to run. So along this way, I've had little personal goals for myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I want to run. And so she was like, okay, we gonna make it happen. Her timeline was like a little shorter than mine was, but because my timeline was like, all right, I got 6 weeks. Hers was like, you got 3. But she did intervals. We did a lot of intervals. Walk, run.
That's what I do.
Walk, jog, jog, run, jog, run. I was like, what happened to the walking? Okay. So, and then we hit Bunny Trail. Bunny Trail is my favorite. It's 2 miles up and 2 miles back, and there's hills in there and all that good stuff. So, and at this age, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be walking for a long time. Like, so I guess they had a test, and I put my music on and just keep going, even if I can't breathe. I'm still going. And I ran. I overran what I was supposed to, but I had the music on and I saw people in front of me. And so when I see people in front of me, I'm trying to get to where they are. the way they got there, which is not good.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not good.
Yeah.
But I was trying to get to where they are, the way they got there, and I ended up running 3 miles that day, and I was like, y'all tricked me. Okay, they was like, no, you were supposed to stop. No,
They were just motivating
you was
on the
not
way.
waving the red checkered flag or the checkered flag saying stop right here.
Keep
You can
going.
start walking. You didn't do that. So
That's good.
that 3 miles.
That's what's up.
But it's been a minute since I ran, so it'll take me about 2 weeks or so to get back into where I need to be, and I'll start running again. Spring and summer, because I don't like to wear clothes in the summertime, so that time period is coming around.
That running to do it.
Yeah.
I just have one more question attached to this, and then we're done with this question. Vitamins.
I take a women's multivitamin.
And you were not doing that before?
No. Vitamins came from corn.
Which we know is not a vegetable.
It's not a vegetable. It came from corn and it came from protein, but I do the women's multivitamin. I also do a turmeric. I take turmeric and some fish oil.
Yep.
All that good stuff. That's good for us seasoned women.
So I got a question. So overall, throughout this fitness journey, how do you feel? I mean, do you actually feel the difference? Like for me, throughout my fitness journey, I was very like when I first started working out, like I started running heavy and all that shit. I'm a fashion guy, man. So it's like I told her and the people on the last episode, I solely started working out to fit in my clothes right, like for a certain look I was going for. But as I continued though, a lot of people, they think that you're going to lose the pounds right away, but there's wins in the inches as well. When you start losing inches, you'll start losing inches before you start losing pounds. And that's important. That's important to know. So I guess, like I said, my question to you is, how do you feel overall since you've started your fitness journey till now? Like, how do you feel emotionally, mentally, physically? How do you feel?
I feel like a beast. I'll just say that. I have an amazing level of confidence. Like, I've had confidence before, but now it's just like
through the roof.
Nothing really phases me.
I love that, man.
Nothing really phases me. I've learned acceptance. You know what I'm saying? Because before it was, oh, I could look cute. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I could look cute, but now I'm healthy and cute.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? I'm healthy and cute. I've never really had a problem with my body image.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I've never had a problem with my body image. I've always felt that I could wear what I want and be comfortable with it. But the healthy aspect of it is what is important to me.
Correct.
So now when I got a little pouch and it might hang over my bikini bottoms, I don't care because I'm healthy with this little pouch.
She's like, I'm still cute.
I'm still cute. Like, but I don't know. Like before, when I started 3 years ago, I was getting injections in my knees.
Okay.
And after that first, I'm gonna just say after that first 6 months, 8 months, like a whole lot of pressure was taken off of my knees just by working out.
Right.
And I had always been afraid to run because it's like if I move the wrong way, then but after I had lost some of the weight, and like you said, inches are important. because that scale was not moving.
That's
And
what
I
I'm
was-
saying.
yeah, you
And I was
Yeah.
looking at the
Yeah,
scale,
yeah,
like, and that's
right.
one thing about Amber is, like, you know, a lot of trainers you go to, they weigh you in every week,
Right, right.
you know,
Mhm.
and that is really defeating when you know you've been working out every day, you've been drinking your water, you've been
Yeah.
eating right, and you get on that scale and it says 230.
Yeah.
Well, I was 230 last week.
Right.
Okay, so in these 5 days, something should have happened, right?
Some inches happen.
So
Let me take off my shoes.
yeah, let me
take off my shoes.
shoot. We getting on the scale at 5 in the morning, butt ass naked. Okay, we not brushing. We're gonna use the bathroom and get on the scale and see what happens. But the inches have been important.
Yes.
And I have discovered waist speeds.
Mhm.
Not just for the fashion,
Okay,
but
sexy.
for, like, they tell me when them mugs get tight,
Mhm.
oh, I think it's time to start back
Yeah.
because I'm suffocating.
Okay, so I've seen a little bit about the waist beads,
Mhm.
and I know they're supposed to kind of feed you a different type of energy as well. How do you feel when you wear them?
So mine don't come off.
Okay.
Like, mine are on all the time.
Okay.
I sleep in them, bathe in them, swim in them, everything. And I don't have the chakra beads.
Okay.
The ones that I have, my friend Charity and my other sister friend Deva, we just kind of did like a girls thing and we created them by ourselves.
Okay.
So that friendship energy is
That's
amazing. And I got a set as a gift. Somebody went to Africa and bought a set back for me. But in wearing them, it's just like you look in the mirror and you're like, oh damn,
Yeah.
I don't need clothes today. I got these beads on. I don't need clothes today. But I really use them for the purpose of seeing where I'm at physically, you know. And to be able to measure those inches, because the mugs ain't coming off. So at whatever size I put them on, I gotta stay at that size.
There you go.
Because if not, they're gonna be up here and I'm not gonna be able to breathe. But you know, it is what it is. And that scale victory, it don't make a difference anymore.
Right.
You know, it doesn't make a difference to me whether it says 230 or whether it says, you know, 225.
As long as the beads are good, you're good.
As long as the beads are good, I'm good. Okay. But yeah, because the scale is gonna be what it is. Like I've always been a bigger individual. In high school, I was 12th grade. I was 180. You know, where everybody else was like 120 and 115. I'm 180, 5'9" and a half. Don't jip me on my points. But 5'9" and a half, 180, and that's where they say that I should be now. And I'm like, the hell? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, nah, that's not gonna work out.
Yeah.
One, because I don't live that lifestyle anymore.
Right.
Okay. And I don't have that same metabolism, so accepting the fact that I'm not going to be there
Right.
is important. So I feel amazing.
There you go, man.
I feel amazing. So.
And that's what it's all about, man. It's just about feeling great within your own skin, and carrying that with confidence, man. Just knowing that you are healthy and
Right.
you're going to continue to become healthier
Right.
throughout time. So that's good, man. I mean, that's the fitness journey. So talk to me about 40. You and I were both in the 40/40 club. She's 39. She's almost there. I don't know if I should have given
I
your
know.
age.
Gosh.
My apologies.
I got exactly a month. I got a big one tomorrow.
My apologies. My apologies.
Oh, man.
I'm not gonna be 40. I was really talking about. I'm 32 forever.
My bad. I apologize.
Wow.
But-
I'm still cute. I don't know what you're talking
Exactly.
about.
But 40. What is 40 years of life
Well,
experience?
wow. Wow. 40 has, like I said, definitely taught me acceptance.
Mhm.
40 has taught me that comparison is the death of all deaths. You cannot, nobody truly knows my struggle, you know.
Facts.
And for me to compare my struggle to somebody else's struggle, it's not gonna work out,
Facts.
you know. And a bit of transparency, because I, usually don't talk about myself, but a bit of transparency in I am a survivor of child molestation.
Okay.
So, the stigma that goes with that,
Mhm.
like, I didn't become that statistic.
Correct.
Drug abuser, alcoholic, or a predator and things like that. I never have looked for pity from other people.
Mhm.
Okay, and just being a strong individual, it has helped me, and just knowing that 40 has also taught me that everybody is not going to continue your journey with you.
That's facts.
Some people do not need to be on your journey with you, and once you identify who those individuals are, then you're able to flourish, and I've never been one to ruin relationships.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I really allow you to ruin the relationship yourself.
That's facts.
Okay.
I'm the same way.
I allow you to ruin the relationship yourself because, like, in my heart, like, I have a bleeding heart. Like, I genuinely have love for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my flaws is wanting to see the best in everybody.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you can do me bad,
Mhm.
and then, but yet and still, I'm still gonna reach out to see how you doing.
But,
You know what I'm saying? And it has been heartbreaking,
Mhm.
because I lost some really good friendships,
Mhm.
and so, I mean, friendships like 20 years,
Yeah.
friendships, but
That you thought were friendships, right?
yeah, and so, but yet, time to time, still reach out and say,
Mhm.
you good.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So just that, and coming from, 4 kids, 2 marriages, to now where I'm comfortable with being with myself.
Mhm.
Comfortable with me and Brandy's gonna go on a date today. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, we'll go to the movies, and me and Brandy will go to go out to eat, and people be like, "What you doing?" I'm on a date with who?
Myself.
With me? No, really, what you doing?
I'm everything. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm everything.
Like, I'm really with myself, and it has taken me a long time to be okay
Mhm.
with being with myself,
Yeah.
because I always felt like I needed to be, around,
Right, yeah.
or with, or in the company of somebody else.
Correct.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
wonder if that's an age thing, because I felt that way maybe about 3 years ago is when I started realizing that it was okay to be by myself.
And I think in my 20s, the later 20s, my aunt passed away.
Mhm.
And it was like my aunt was my spirit animal.
Mhm.
I wanted to be her.
Mhm.
Like, she was my everything. Like, I moved to Florida because we had this grand scheme that we were going to get all the family to move to Florida. Everybody was going to be in Florida, okay? And tragedy happened, and I went through different stages. And one of those stages was I felt like I needed to be saved.
Mhm.
So in being saved, I got married.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a bad idea.
How long did that marriage last? Because you said it was a bad idea, so I want to know. Because she knew real quick. I got saved. I thought I needed to be married, and then yeah.
So
9 months? It's okay, babe. It's okay.
No.
We're not judging here. We're not judging. 30 days.
No, it lasted a long time. But it wasn't healthy.
Right.
You know. So two kids later, and moved back to Texas, and
goodbye, Florida.
Yeah. There went that Florida idea, you know, and I haven't been back. Well, I went back for a little bit, but Florida is no longer an option for me. You know, Texas is where it's at. But that happened, and then after that one, then mentally I needed to be saved again. You know, I'm like, fuck, this damsel in distress thing is not working. Okay. So, but I will say that they are amazing individuals. They are great fathers, and like, if I reached out today and I needed something, like the relationship that we have, they would still be there.
That's dope.
You know, so it's not a everybody's angry at each other type situation.
You chose them from the beginning. So yeah.
Right.
So you
I did. But then in the end I chose me because that's what I needed.
You
know, that's what I needed.
There you go.
So now that it's me and I'm happy and I'm healthy, and you know, I've learned lessons, and daily affirmations, I do those, and talking to myself, and I think my kids think I'm crazy because, you know, they're like, Mom, who are you talking to? And Mom, why do you have like meditation books at the house? Like, because that shit is important.
Yeah.
So because meditation is real.
It is.
Like, it is real. It will get you through the most difficult situations. Like, even if it's just breathing, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It will, like, you can reframe in 20 seconds, you know? So meditation has been important, and loving myself, knowing how to love me, knowing what I like, what I want, and not what is best for everybody else. Because I've always been how can I help you? What do you need? Let me take care of you. Let me help you, and
neglect yourself.
What is me?
Right.
You know. So I don't know. 40 still has like 10 chapters to go.
Most definitely. So let me ask you this: the single most important advice you would give 20-year-old Brandi right now?
That's what I was wondering.
Damn.
Yeah.
The single most important advice would be to love yourself first. Love yourself first, because that'll teach you how to love other people.
What do you do to show Brandi to love herself? Because everybody's gonna be a little bit different. That's why I asked. So I want to know, what do you do?
To show me that I love myself is just self-care. Like, you can't control everything and everybody. Brandi cannot control that. So don't do that, because it's going to cause you anguish that you don't need. You know what I'm saying? And in understanding that, like, every day, my little work family is 3 of us. I make it a point to go around, and we have, we call them emotional jumper cables. So I have the best emotional jumper cables. I'm just tooting my own horn. But an emotional jumper cable is a hug. It's a daily embrace. And it's the passage of energy. Okay. So I go around every morning, and we pass that energy. It's 4 of us. We pass that energy every morning, and that starts my day, you know. And so, and it's kind of like they know if I haven't come yet, then there's something.
They're like, let's go get Brandi.
Yeah, let's go to
She
her
needs us
and
today.
see, let's go to her and see what's going on.
That's good.
She needs a reach out.
Yeah. So, and I've also learned that if, and now I'm telling my business, but if I ever give you a sideways hug, I'm not trying to share your energy. You see what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
I still accept your embrace,
right.
but I'm not trying to share your energy.
No, I get it.
So it's when you press your heart and somebody else's heart together, then that's a genuine share of energy. I don't need everybody else's. I don't need everybody's energy.
That explains that's how Sylvia hugs me then. So
yeah,
so she don't want my energy.
No. So okay. Well, I don't feel bad because Brandi gave me a food on it. I was like, come on, Brandi. She said, okay.
Right.
We did the 2 hours.
I see Sylvia. Oh, okay.
Okay, so look, this is the thing though. Energy exchange is real.
Yeah,
that's real.
It's real. So when somebody is feeling a certain way, I used to go around wanting to hug people, and then I realized when I started doing the research that you really can't do that with everybody, because then they can transfer their negative energy to you, and I don't need any negative energy. I need all love.
I'm bringing negative energy.
No, but when you feel somebody in a certain space, you kind of just gotta do the side hug. You know, you can't always do the, the front hug, the 2 whole arms. You just do the one. You know, pat pat. Hey.
Understandable.
So I can read your energy is what I'm trying to say.
So I wanted to ask you, Brandi. So I know, like, right before I turned 40, it was like I turned 40, obviously in August. So it was around April time frame before I turned 40. I was still 39 years old, and I was going through something. I could not fucking pinpoint it to save my life, but so I suffer from depression. It's known. So, but I didn't feel like it was one of those things. But what it was I just, like I said, I just couldn't put my finger on it. Right. So, and that started in April. So, from April to like my birthday, August 11th. So it was like August 5th time frame. I finally like put a finger on it, and it was just that I was not happy, because what I was doing, what I have been doing for that last 4 months, is I would have been reviewing my last 40 years of life, and I came to the sad realization at around August 5th that I was not happy with my life, and the shit that I had been doing. Now, don't get me wrong, man, I've been accomplished, I've been successful, but none of that, I guess my definition of success at the time was fucked off, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because had houses, had cars, had all the fucking clothes I wanted to. I do have, and I still currently have great friends, family, and things of that nature. But none of that shit was fulfilling to me when I look back. And I was looking back at my last 40, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I spent a lot of this time I spent working. So yeah, I was making great money, but all I was doing was fucking working. But I'm a workaholic. You know what I mean? So it was hard for me to come to that realization, like, nigga, you didn't work fucking 40 years of your fucking life, and not to say what do you have to show for it, but yeah, what do you have to show for it? It's like you ain't. I mean, you rarely see your family, you rarely see your friends, you rarely take trips, you rarely have any time to yourself. Is this what you want your next 40 to look like? And it was like a revelation I had like right before I turned 40. So when I did turn 40, like a week later, it was like, yo, I need to change what my definition of success is to me. Because that shit that was going on for the previous 40, that shit, I mean, fuck all. I mean, outside of my friends and my family and my daughters being there and being straight, it was like a lot of this shit that I was doing was based off of superficial shit, materialistic shit. It's like, yo, I'm gonna be the flyest nigga out there, so let me go get this outfit, let me go get this fucking car, let me go drive around this $80,000 car,
Right.
Live in this fucking house, and it was like, for what though?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, because all that shit was just temporary to me.
Yeah.
You know, because I get my dream car, and then I'm like, well, fuck. I mean, after years, it's like, well, fuck. I might as well be driving whatever the fuck it is I'm driving, because this shit don't even matter no more. You know what I mean? So
that's funny. It doesn't.
No,
you get a new car, and you're like, I want this car. I want this car. I want this car. You get the car, and then like 3 months to 6 months later, you're like
now
what? Now,
yeah. So that's the thing.
So then you're looking for the next. It's like the next high, and then the next one, and the next one, and
it's
you
like,
keep searching and searching and searching outside instead of inside.
Correct. So, and that's the thing. So the thing with me was like I said, I had reached 40, and then it was like it was almost as if my whole fucking perspective on life shifted. Did anything like that happen to you?
For me, like my mentality on success has always been, your success is measured by the people that come after you. So the people that I touch, okay? If I touch you and provide you words of wisdom, or
so like me, I'm one of those people for you.
Absolutely, right here on top. So provide you words of wisdom, or show you a path, or things like that, and you take that and you make it yours, and you flourish and everything like that. I don't know, it's not me. I'm not calling. But if I do that, then I'm successful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I have, like myself, I already have those intrinsic motivators, those intrinsic things that say, you are successful.
No, we're going to check out.
But for me to see it, right, it's not measured to me in anything material. It is measured, like I said, by those people that I touch that become successful.
There you go.
So when I was in a classroom, I was a mentor to one of another teacher, and in like we did many late nights. She needed me. She could call me. I stayed. Whatever be the case. And like in her first year of teaching, she was the Region 12 Science Teacher of the Year. I'm like, oh shit, that's dope.
Yeah,
and I was like, you deserve all the accolades or whatever. And she was like, no, you did this. I was like, nah, bruh, that's you. Like, you put in the hours, you put in the work, you took everything that we had, that I showed you, and you turned that into something. You know what I'm saying? So that's successful for me.
There you go.
For my kids, my own kids, like they're like, Mom, like, why you put me in these pre-AP courses?
They don't know right now, but
yeah. They're like, why you put me in these pre-AP courses? This is too hard. You'll be all right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. No doubt.
You'll be perfectly fine.
Right.
Okay. And then they excel in that.
Yes.
And I see that.
Yes.
And like people are like, well, those are your kids. You're biased. No, I'm not. No. Because any child that's within my circle, you see what I'm saying? Any child that's within my circle, my best friend's kids, my sister's kids, I want that same thing.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You need at least 1 or 2 pre-AP courses.
Right.
And if you're in my building, you're gonna have one or two pre-AP courses. So, and you're gonna not like it, but you're gonna do it.
That's fact.
So there's that, and just like, I don't know, I've never been like really big on fashion. Like, I like clothes, but I don't need labels. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
I got my first pair of Nikes or the newest ones. My daughter Jordan bought them. And she was like, Mom, you need some Pegasus. I actually have them on right now. Mom, you need some Pegasus. What are those? Okay.
She wants you to be fly.
Yeah, she wants me to be fly, but I'm just cool cool with my Converses
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the multicolors.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm okay with that. And so I've tried to instill in my kids, you know, you can have the best everything, but you will be miserable if
you'll be miserable.
you cannot find something that makes your heart
There
pump.
you go.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what it was for me, man. Like when I was going through that revelation, for me it was like I've always known since high school that my purpose in life was helping others.
Mhm.
I've always known that. Like I said, it's something that I've always known, but for the greater part of 20 fucking years, I was chasing money.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And which is another reason why I was miserable, because yeah, I'm getting paid good money,
Right.
but I'm doing these whack ass jobs that don't nobody give a fuck about, in a career that don't nobody give a fuck about.
Right.
I'm not saying that y'all careers don't mean nothing to all my former employees and stuff, but it just wasn't fulfilling for me.
Yeah.
And so that's why I stopped doing all of that shit. I went into life coaching. I do this. That's the reason why I do this podcast, because it's my way of reaching a broader spectrum of people. Just to uplift. I mean, that's the whole thing. So
Right.
I get DMs, I get text messages, I get phone calls from people that tell me like, yo, what your podcast do, the message you send, blah, 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 what you posting on Instagram, all that stuff.
Mhm.
And that, for me, has brought me more joy than anything I've ever bought before. I mean, like out the blue too.
But see,
total strangers.
It will always be that way,
Yes.
because you can look back and see it working.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
The car,
like, come on.
you
Man.
you could look out the window and see it, but it's not doing nothing.
It's
It's
not.
just sitting there.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
But for someone to have a bad day, listen to something that you got going,
Right.
implement just one thing that they heard from that, and then contact you, reach out to you and say, you know what, I was in a shitty ass job, I listened to your podcast,
I just got a
and
text
now
like that. I just got a text
now
like that.
it motivated me to go do something different.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
to
just
go
got a
do
text
something
like
different.
that a couple days ago.
So that right there, that's like, well, one, a reason to continue doing what it is that you're doing.
Yes.
Because all you need is one.
Yeah. That's
you
it.
know, all you need is one.
That's
and
it.
when I was in the classroom, like, they always used to say, this kid needs some Cummings in their life. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like,
because I could go.
why do I have a class full of kids that don't nobody else want to mess with?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why do I have that? And so then it took, you know, okay, take yourself out of the situation, and what is it that you're providing? Or what is it that you're offering to the kids? Well, I'm gonna give it to you straight, no chaser.
No chaser, man.
Okay.
Raw and uncut.
I like it.
I'm gonna give it to you straight, no chaser. Like, Miss Cummings, don't cuss at the kid.
Hey, yo.
You right? Hey, come in.
Right.
Okay. And that's when you get real up close and personal. You have those conversations with your students, and it's like, okay, I got you.
Right. There you go.
Know, and it's like, you're choosing. You have choices, and the choice that you make in my class, I'm gonna need you to make those same choices in these other classes.
Most definitely.
Okay. So I have had 8 years of being able to see students go from point A to point B.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And whether it took a curvy road to get there, or whether it took a straight road,
they got there.
They got there.
There
And so this year, 2020, is like graduation year number 2 for I think my second set of 7th graders. So and just to see them, like, one, she's, you know, an amazing EMT. Like, she's going to the career center, she's, you know, working on her EMT certification. It's amazing. There's another one, like, cheer was her thing. So she has flourished as a leader. on the cheer squad, captain for the past 2 years.
Mhm.
It's like, wow, because I was about to kick you off. you was a pain in the butt, but I love you. I love every minute of like what you're doing, and so just those type of things, to see that.
Yeah.
And like there's so many students that are out there that I'm like, you guys are doing it. And back in the 7th grade, in the 8th grade, you were like, I'm not gonna make it like this.
I think
You know?
middle school is when, for me personally, just from even my experience, is when you need that extra love or push or motivation or direction, because in elementary, it's different. You're young, you're still listening to your mother, you know, you really don't know. Middle school is where you're really trying to figure out, you know, who you are, where you know, whether your parents are there or not there. And yeah, you need that extra love and attention there.
And see, and for me, that's why middle school is where I kind of found myself. So when they were like, well, what grade level do you want to teach? I was like, well, I want to stay in middle school.
Right.
Yeah.
And
That was me too.
yeah, and everybody was like, well, you need to come to high school. No. I'm good right here.
I was the same way. I was like, nah.
I was like, I'm good. I'm good right here. Like, I enjoy my freedom.
There you go.
And I don't look good in orange nor black and white shirts. So I'm going to stay out of high school. Okay. So you guys can come back and visit, and I need y'all to come and talk to my students and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But send me a graduation invitation, because I'm not coming. I'm not coming to high school. So that success means everything to me.
Most definitely.
You know, their success shows that I did my part, and that's just how I measure my success.
I agree.
It's been emotional. I love it.
Any more questions?
No, I'm good right now.
You sure? All right. So, to wrap it up, we do this thing called the final report, Brandi, and it's a new segment that we started actually, I think, last week. So the final report is it's real simple though. So
okay.
All you're gonna do, man, you're just gonna think of someone in your life who's impacted your life, and just give them a shout out, man. Just because the thing is like I said, we go through life every day. And like my whole thing is to give someone their flowers while they're here, basically. Because I don't feel we do that enough. But then as soon as someone passes away, it's just like, oh, this person was the greatest fucking person in the world to me. But you know, never even uttered a word to this person or let this person know how you felt about them. So that's what that is. That's what final report is, just to give a shout out to someone that's important to you. So I will start it. So my shout out is going to go to my cousin Robert. That's my right hand man. I mean, he's younger than me, but he's taught me so much as far as just life is concerned. And I guess the biggest thing when it comes to me and him is the loyalty that he's had to me through everything that he's been through and everything that I've been through. And like I said, I'm the older cousin, so at a young age, I mean, he trusted me with a lot, you know. He trusted me with a lot of guidance. He trusted me with just, like I said, just becoming a man and stuff. Because his father wasn't always there for him. So he looked up to me as more so as a big brother. And I've taught him a lot. So like I said, I mean, I want to appreciate him for always being there for me, for always holding me down. And like I asked him for anything I ever needed, he doesn't even question it. It's like whatever you need, whenever you need it, however which way you need it. So Reezy Reed, Robert Reed, shout out to you, man. I love you and thank you.
Okay, well, I guess it's my turn. I think I'm supposed to do one.
Hey, as many as you want.
Gosh.
You can do two if you like.
Two. I need a whole segment of people that I want to appreciate. But I don't know. Oh, my gosh. I will start with the obvious. And I will give a shout out to that one lady that has been consistent, whether good or bad, in my life. We don't see eye to eye every day, but we do see eyes sometimes. And so that's my mom. Lois Hightower. She's probably gonna kill me because I put her name out into the world.
Hey,
but
Miss Hightower.
She's she's resilient, and she is steadfast in her ways. She teaches you that you don't have to bend with the wind, and people are gonna like it or not like it, and a lot of times they're not gonna like it. But you know what? I'll still be there tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after that. And we might not talk every day because you got your panties in a wad, but I'll still be here when you're ready to talk again. Okay. And we go through our ups and downs, and I love her for that. And then my other one, because I gotta do two, because I can't just do one. My other one is my bestie, my go through everything, Miss Charity Ellis.
Shout out to Charity.
She keeps me straight, and she tells it like it is, good or bad or indifferent. We can sit back and have conversations. She treats my kids like they're her kids, and she takes care of them. If I ever need anything, I know I can go to her, reach out to her. She's going to give me words of wisdom because, she's older than me.
I did not know that.
But you put it out there. We did.
Charity, you see that, Charity?
You put it out.
I did not know that.
She's older than me, and we've been through some things. We've totally been through some things. She was there when I told my mom that I was pregnant, and all the joy that brought. But she allows me to be me. She fosters me being me, and there's no subject that's off limits. And you need that.
Yeah, you
I
need
that.
Yeah, most definitely.
So I appreciate that. I appreciate her. We're together till the wheels fall off.
There you go, man. Shout out to Charity, Miss Hightower. Sylvia.
Mine is going to be to Frazier. We've had a friendship for 8 years, and he knows this, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say it again, so he knows that, and it's confirmed. I don't think I would be here without him. I'll still give you a kidney if you need it. Whenever you need it, just let me know. I always told him he's so important to me in my life that if he ever needed a kidney, I'd give it to him because that's how much I love him. And he would laugh about it thinking I'm playing. And I was like, no, I'm not. So eventually he understood that I wasn't playing. Mm-hmm. I was like, I love you that much. You are that meaningful to me that I'd give it to you. I'd give it to you if you need it. But really simple, I wouldn't be here. He's been, he's a psychologist, so he's been my counselor. He's been a great role model. He's a single father, lady. So just so you know, there are great men out there like Dre and Frazier and her husbands that are good ex-husbands. That are husbands. There are great men out there.
They are single. You can have them. They are single. Go get them, ladies. Okay.
Frazier single too, by the way.
Crazy.
But it honestly, I love him for accepting me the way that I am with all the flaws and all the trauma I've gone through in life. He's accepted me just the way that I am, so I appreciate that for real.
Cool, man. So that was the final report. Again, I want to thank Miss Brandi for coming through. I appreciate it. It's been we've been trying to get this done for like a month now. Probably pretty much all due to my fault. But I do, man. I appreciate you coming through. I loved it. Gave me some good insight. Dropped a few gems on the people, man. So we appreciate that. That was the final report. This is the Minority Report. Dre E, co-host Sylvia. Miss Brandi is my guest. Let's see. Shout outs. To my listenership, Spotify. We're on Spotify. At the Minority Report by Dre E on Spotify. We're on iTunes. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on YouTube as well.
Subscribe and like us.
The Anchor app. We're on the Anchor app as well, which is another streaming platform for podcasts. So yes, man, like, subscribe, drop a DM, man. Let us know how we're doing. If you got any pointers, if you got any subject matters that you want to talk about. Nothing is off limits because I can talk that shit with the best of them. So, whatever y'all want to talk about, whatever y'all want to do. We appreciate you guys listening. This is episode number 10, and we're out. Peace and love.